So, I fully meant to vlog this week, like I really did, but apparently I forgot to actually do that, and instead I just captured a bunch of B-roll. So, here's what the week between my baseline ultrasound and IUI number 2 looked like, kind of. So my goal for this week was just to kind of keep things calm, keep things chill, focus on some of my hobbies, some self-care, and mostly just distract myself from the wait before the 2-week wait. And so we spent some time with the pups. And then we were watching a little bit of soccer and one of my favorite YouTube bloggers, Sunday Love. Check her out if you haven't seen her stuff before. And then it was time to finally get some stuff done. I have kneaded bread for days and I was just putting it off. So this is me finally getting that together. So we'll do a little bit of sourdough here. I'll show you my sourdough process, and I'll also show you a little bit of my granola bars, and I'll explain those a little bit more. But right now I'm just adding the flour, the water to let this sit for a little while. My starter is not quite ready. You can see my starter in the background there. It's not quite ready to use, but I like to mix up the flour and the water before the starter is ready, and then I just let it kind of hang out for an hour or so, and then I add the starter. My recipe is 500 grams of flour, either bread or all-purpose, depending on what I have on hand. It doesn't really make a difference. And then about 350-ish grams of water. It really depends on the day. Somewhere between 350 and 375 is what I usually end up using. And about 10 grams of salt, which I'll add in when I add the starter, which is 110 grams of starter. Very simple, and I do this pretty much weekly as long as I'm on top of it. I believe I've mentioned this before, but I can sometimes just not have an appetite at all. So these granola bars that I'm going to make here have been a game changer for me as far as just being able to pack a bunch of vitamins and nutrients in. And I put these down like crazy. These are so good. I'm addicted to these things, and they do help me get a lot of stuff in here. You're gonna see a little bit of unhealthy stuff in here, but it's not bad at all. So it's a very simple recipe. It is 2 cups of oats. It is a 1/3 cup of peanut butter and a 1/3 cup of honey, which does sound like a lot of honey, and I do cut it. I don't put quite as much honey in because I would like to reduce the sugar. And spoiler, it's just so that I can add more sugar in with all the chocolate chips, but I do cut back on the honey a little bit. I do about, I don't even know the exact measurement. I just do a little bit of honey in 1/3 cup, and I fill up the rest of that 1/3 cup with unsweetened applesauce. I also don't measure the salt. I just do whatever I want there. I do a teaspoon of vanilla, something like 2-3 tablespoons of chia seeds, and then I've been adding up to 3 scoops of vanilla protein powder, and I haven't noticed any like chalky taste. I'm kind of just trying to play with it and see how much protein powder I can stuff in there without getting that chalky taste, and right now we're up to 3 scoops and we're doing great. Other than that, I add in the chocolate chips, and this time I did mix it up. I added these Reese's chocolate chips that I saw in the grocery store, and I just had to add them. So again, this is kind of why I cut the honey, is so that I can add all the sugar back in with chocolate chips instead. And again, I'm usually eating these as like, I wouldn't say as a meal replacement because these aren't meal replacements, but I do tend to reach for these on days where I'm like, I just know I'm not eating enough, I'm not getting enough calories, so I don't feel too bad about having the extra sugar and stuff in there. And then I add 1/2 cup of sourdough discard. You can do this recipe without sourdough discard. You would have to play with it because the sourdough discard and the honey are what's combining it, making it stick together. So if you are following my recipe and replacing half of the honey, but also not doing sourdough discard, you would need something else as like a binding agent. I don't really know. I've only done this with the sourdough, so you might have to look into that. You also don't need these trays. I just make them a lot, so I found these more convenient for me, but you can just put these in a normal like brownie tray or something like that. I want to show you my prized possession. Okay, it's my Dutch oven. It's purple, okay? It's not Le Creuset, it is crock pot, so it's affordable. It was like $60 versus Le Creuset is like $400. I love it. I love it so much. This is how I know I'm old, because I love this thing so much and it brings me so much joy that I just leave it on the oven because it fills me with so much joy to walk in and see this giant purple thing on my stove. And now for the part that everyone loves the most is scoring the sourdough bread. So I'm just gonna toss this loaf over right here, and then I'm gonna try to score it, but my blade is going to break as I'm scoring it, and then we're gonna have to get creative and find a new solution. I have not mastered designs just yet. I kind of just always reach for the same thing, but I would like to practice some more designs once I get a blade that doesn't break on me. And here is the final product. Look how good she looks. She was delicious. She was a great loaf, honestly. Highly recommend if you have not yet entered your sourdough era. One of the few times I actually remembered to turn the camera on myself was while I was getting ready for my first Palmstreet Live. So if you don't know, I run a small art shop called Studio Luxe Art, where I sell hand-painted planters, fandom-inspired tumblers, wallets, a lot of like anime nerdy stuff, but I do have some other fandom stuff in there, some K-pop Demon Hunters, some Star Wars, some Disney, things like that. And right now I am testing out this new live selling platform. It's kind of like if TikTok and Etsy had a baby. I will link both my shop and my Palmstreet in the description box below in case you would like to check me out on there. I would definitely appreciate the support, even if you just want to share it with people. You know, holiday season is coming up very quickly, so if you would like to share it with anyone as far as getting gifts for family, or if you yourself would like to receive gifts for family and just want to nudge that link over in their direction, I would definitely appreciate it. Hopefully there is a little baby growing inside my tummy very shortly who would also really appreciate the extra funds coming in to support their nursery. So definitely appreciate that if you guys would check that link out. I typically go live on Palmstreets on Saturdays at the moment. That might change. I'm kind of still in the testing phase, but right now I plan on Saturdays, because after we're done with my live, I send you guys over to my friend's live, so it's kind of working out that way. So usually Saturdays around 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, and then I've also been trying to do like a Wednesday, either a Wednesday night live or a Wednesday night, it's called a purge, where basically I'm not live, but my listings are up and available for purchase. I'm still hanging out in the chat and able to communicate with you, but I'm not like live on camera for the purges. Obviously, at the time that I recorded this, I didn't know what it would be like. I didn't know what the experience would be like, but now that I've had 4 to 5 lives under my belt, I can say that I love being on this platform. It has revitalized my motivation in my business. I've made some great sales so far on there, so honestly, I'm just having a great time with it. I hope the momentum keeps up, and I would love to see you join me over there sometime. Let me know in the comments below if you are an anime fan, if you are not an anime fan, what sort of anime or pop culture things you're interested in. I'm always looking for new ideas for products to add to the shop. And if I keep it to just my own interest, it's just going to be nothing but Blue Lock stuff forever. I do like other things, but I'm just hyper fixated on Blue Lock right now. So taking that information from you guys will definitely help me come up with some other ideas. I mentioned that this week was all about self-care, personal hobbies, so now it's time to shift my focus to my plants. I have about 30 plants and counting so far in this little one-bedroom apartment. I plan on getting more as funds allow, but this is my Thai constellation. I got it for my birthday back in May, and it already grew into the pot that it's currently in by June, and now it's the end of July, and she has now outgrown that pot too. So it's time to move her up to, I believe, a 10-inch pot. So we'll get her moved over here. I absolutely love my Thai constellation. Besides my white wizard, I think it's like one of my favorite plants in my collection right now. So we'll get her in a bigger home so that she can actually fit. I'm actually right now checking for any signs of root rot. The Monstera Thai constellations are very notorious at holding water and can be very prone to root rot more than the other varieties. So I just wanted to check and make sure that she was all healthy before I get her in here. But yeah, let me know if you guys ever want to see like a plant tour video or anything like that. I can definitely put one of those together. I don't know if it's too outside of the type of content that you want to see, but I love my plants. I love showing them off. So if you guys want to see that, I will happily show you. Hopefully she doesn't need to be repotted again soon, because I really do love this pot that I designed for her. It is themed off of the character Lifeweaver from the video game Overwatch. He is Thai, so I thought it was very funny to name my Thai constellation Lifeweaver and then put it in a pot that is themed off of Lifeweaver. So very cute. Honestly, I love this plant so much, and she's already pushed out a beautiful new leaf since I repotted her, so that's all she really must have wanted. I think it's honestly very silly that I decided to get into this plant hobby now, right before I am going to bring a child into my home and have a little toddler that is very curious and wants to touch everything. So we'll see if I regret this decision in like a year or two. Here she is in her new home, beautiful. Like, you can see why this is like one of my favorites, right? Like, look at how beautiful that plant is. Since this video is really just a vlog of all my vlogging failures, here is the part where I meant to record myself testing ovulation and tracking my BBT every day. But let's be real, I am not a morning person who's awake enough at 8 a.m. to remember to film anything. So those tiny clips are all you get. Honestly, I'm impressed we even got that much. So now we're gonna be driving to my follow-up ultrasound to see how my follicles are. Hopefully we have some nice big ones that are ready. So what you're actually about to hear is going to be some of the audio that I captured in my appointment, where my technician was explaining what she was seeing.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Any signs of ovulation?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But I'm a late ovulator anyway, so.
Alright. 3 follicles left. Alright, so you'll probably be a Monday IUI.
Okay.
No trigger today.
Okay.
You have a 17, 16, and a 15.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like a Saturday trigger.
Okay.
And take this out for a Monday IUI.
Okay.
If you happen to get a positive over the weekend, it's just very important that you call. Well, let me take that back. If you happen to get a positive on Saturday, you need to call the on-call system before 8 a.m. because we would do the IUI on Saturday.
Okay.
If you get it on Sunday, just speak with your coordinator on Monday, and they'll have you come in on Monday for the IUI.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, so I just got back from my follow-up ultrasound and everything's looking good. We are a little bit early. I don't know what cycle day we're on. We're on like cycle day like 14 or something, which is still a little bit too early for me. Like normally I'm ovulating around cycle day 15, cycle day 16, and that seems to be like right on the money. They were looking, and I have, again, my left side is doing all the work. My right side is not doing any of the work. I have 3 mature follicles on my left side. They are 17 millimeters, 16 millimeters, and 15 millimeters. So still a little bit early. I know last time I had one or two that were like 22, one that was 21, and then the other one was like 16, like on trigger day. With this one, they said I'm not going to be triggering today, most likely triggering on Saturday for a Monday IUI. I'll have to see if that's confirmed when my care coordinator takes a look at everything. But right now it's looking like a Saturday trigger with a Monday IUI. I do have to keep doing my ovulation test strips, because if I ovulate tomorrow, or if I see a peak tomorrow, or if I see one on Saturday, then I'll need to give them a call to move up the IUI to have that either Saturday or Sunday. So still up in the air on whether that happens. I doubt it. Like, I'll look at my calendar, but like I doubt it. My test strips have been really super low. They've been at like 0.3% LH. So I don't know. I did have a temperature dip this morning, but we'll see. Right now it's looking like Monday IUI, which does put a wrench in my plans because I took tomorrow off. I took Friday off of work. Not because I thought my IUI would be tomorrow, I just wanted the day off. And I thought my IUI would be Saturday. And then I would have Sunday to recover. Again, you don't need to have any time to recover. I get a little bit achy from the trigger shot and I just wanted to chill. I didn't want it to be sitting at this desk. So that's what I was planning on doing, but a little bit of wrench in those plans. If my IUI will be Monday instead, I'm going to see what time that appointment would be, and then I'm either gonna take the morning off or I'm gonna take the afternoon off. I'm not gonna take the full day, just because I want to start banking my PTO for possible maternity leave. I have 6 weeks paid with my company, but I know that I can use my PTO after that. So what I'm planning on right now is just to store up as much of my PTO as possible. I really don't have any other plans to take time off other than this procedure. And then I might take off 2-3 days in September because I'm going to Columbus for a soccer game. And I just haven't decided if I'm working remotely from Columbus or if I'm taking the day off. The days off. We'll see. I haven't gotten that far yet because I haven't booked the trip. I wanted to pay for the IUI and stuff first before I spent the money on the trip. It's my day off. It's Friday, but apparently I forgot to renew my car registration. That was due in May, and it is July. Cal. So we're about to go to the DMV to fix that, because they had a sticker on my car last night that was like, your registration is expired. And I pull out the sticker and I was like, can you read? No, it's not. And then I walk around to the back of my car and I look at my license plate and I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All right. So let's go fix that. Just got done with a Palmstreet live, which was really successful. I sold about $62 worth of stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm not upset about that, especially right now when all my money is going to IUI. Like, the extra $60 is going to be nice. Well, it's not all profit, some of it is supplies and stuff, so, but the extra couple bucks is nice. But yeah, it is 8:47. So 8:47, I'm triggering at 9, so I'm going to show you guys that. I'm just gonna reread the packet for the millionth time. This is my second time doing it. I already know what I'm doing. I know it's pretty easy, but I'm the type that, like, it doesn't matter if I've done it 16 times. I still look at my sourdough recipe. I've done my sourdough every single week all month, and I still look at my recipe every single week because I'm like, but just to make sure. So we're gonna take a look at the instruction packet again, even though I already know how to use my Ovidrel, and Kovu's butt is like on the phone right now, so that's just what's happening there. I can't control this animal. Okay, so remove your medicine from the refrigerator approximately 30 minutes before use. I did that a little bit late. I removed it at 8:36. 8:36, so it's gonna be just under half an hour, but that's fine. I think last time I used it right away because that was the one that I had to have it rush delivered, like the one that I had to have it same day shipped from Miami, and it got here at like, I was supposed to trigger at 10 and it got here at like 9:59. I think it was like 9:59 exactly. We'd have to go back to the video to check, but I think it was like 9:59 exactly. Like, so I just pulled it out of the box and triggered. So I did pull it out 30 minutes before. Gather everything you need on a clean, flat surface. 1 Ovidrel pre-filled syringe, 2 alcohol swabs in a sharps container. I don't know if I have any alcohol swabs left, but I do have like paper towels and rubbing alcohol that I can make my own alcohol swabs. And then wash your hands with soap and water. And I know that. We're gonna do that very shortly here because I've been handling like pots and cups and stuff for the past 3 hours. And I'm honestly so sick of talking. I've been talking on live for the past 3 hours, so I'm sick of talking. My throat's kind of like aching even though I was chugging water the whole time. I was saying, like, I almost got through my whole water bottle in that live, so I was like, maybe I just need to go live more to drink more water. Like, maybe that's what I need to do. All right, so we're going to carefully remove the cap from the syringe. Do not touch the needle or allow it to touch any surfaces. Got it. And then we're going to, with the needle facing upward, gently tap the syringe until all the bubbles rise to the top. I got it. And then we're going to depress the plunger until a small drop of liquid appears at the tip of the needle. That's to get any air bubbles out. And then we're going to choose the injection site. I think last time, because my follicles were on the left side, I think I triggered on the left side. We're gonna just do that again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it worked last time. So injecting your medicine, pinch the skin, and then insert the needle at an angle of 45 to 90 degrees, and then release the pinch skin, and then compress the plunger. Easy. All right, we're gonna do this. I don't know how much I'm gonna show because I don't want to like get in trouble on YouTube for showing that stuff, but like we're gonna show as much as we can. Okay, and you guys already know that my bathroom is loud as hell with this fan, so I'm sorry, but that's what we got. I forgot that they give you alcohol pads in with the sharps container. So I do have alcohol swabs and the sharps container, which has my personal information on it, so I'm covering it up. But yeah, we have that. It's so cute. I still have the other one. I keep meaning to take it with me when I go to my appointments and drop it off with them, but I keep forgetting. So this is what it looks like. It comes in this like sealed plastic, so it's sterile in there. So I'm gonna wash my hands so that we can do this. Guys, I'm such an idiot. I paused the recording after I washed my hands so that I could move my camera down. I had it like mounted on the mirror. I wanted to move it down so that I could actually show you guys, because it was too high up for you guys to actually see what I was doing. And I paused it to move the camera down, and then I didn't hit record again. I sure thought I was recording. I explained everything to you guys. I showed you the plunger. I showed you the little bead that you want to see. I showed you where I was injecting it. I showed you the angle I injected it at, and none of it was recording. So I'm sorry. So obviously I can't redo that because I can't just be sticking myself with needles for no reason. But if you did need that like walkthrough again, first, SMP has videos that are on like the card that you can scan. I can send you that link, or I can like kind of demo for you what I did. Obviously without the actual needle, we'll use like a pencil or something. So now we are on to next steps, which is, it is Saturday at 9 p.m. My trigger is scheduled, or my IUI is scheduled for 9 a.m. on Monday. So now we wait. And I know the trigger shot last time had me very sore, so that's probably gonna be tomorrow. I don't have anything scheduled anyway, so I'm planning on just chilling. And then I'll go in on Monday. And then that's it. I have Monday off. Technically I have flex time, so like I'm not on the clock. I just have to make up the hours later in the week, so I'm just gonna chill on Monday. Yeah, that's the plan right now. So I was telling my friend who's going through IVF right now, her egg retrieval is next week. I was telling her, I was like, the 2-week wait before the 2-week wait is actually worse than the actual 2-week wait, because like at least during the actual 2-week wait I can be delusional and I can be like, oh, I am pregnant. Like I can symptom spot, I can have fun being pregnant, I can have fun watching all the reels, and I'm watching all the reels anyway, and the TikToks. I can be delulu for that 2-week wait. But I'm like, in this 2-week wait, I can't be delulu. I'm not pregnant. Like I'm not pregnant. Nothing's in there yet to make the biggest, like this 2-week wait is worse than the actual 2-week wait, because you're just sitting here waiting for the 2-week wait, and it's like, oh my gosh, but it's almost done. It's almost done. No sign of ovulation yet, but it's cycle day 15 today. Cycle day 15. I usually ovulate cycle day 15, cycle day 16. It was still showing pretty low for me this morning. I think it was like a 0.38, maybe 0.4. Still pretty low. I did have some cervical mucus today, which is like, okay, now I know I'm actually close to ovulating. Doesn't matter now that we took the trigger. I think I would have naturally ovulated like tomorrow or the day after, most likely, but this works. This works out. So I heard somewhere that follicles typically grow about 2 millimeters a day, which means on Thursday when they were measuring at 17, 16, 15, then we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's a long time. Those are huge. I don't know about this. Thursday morning was my IUI. Okay, so 17, and then 19 on Friday, 21 on Saturday, 23 on Sunday, 25 on Monday. That seems big. I don't know what too big is. Is there a too big? I don't know what too big is. So then we'll have a 25, a 24, and a 23, that's a good size. I think I had a 21 and a 22 last time, but that was on trigger day. So that would mean that by IUI day, 22, 24, 26, like 26 and 25. Okay. So I guess we're in the same boat. We just have one more follicle that we're working with this time. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I think this will be the end of this video, guys. I think the next video will be the 2-week wait. So I will take you along on IUI day and then we'll be on the 2-week wait. So yeah, we're getting close here. So if you would like to come along with me on the journey, don't forget to hit like on this video and then hit the subscribe button. And if you want a notification for each time I upload, go ahead and hit the bell. I'm trying to get more consistent with like weekly uploads. It's just not quite there yet. I still have a lot going on that hasn't let me 100% commit to content creation yet, obviously. We're still very new to this. I'm trying to do more consistent uploads for you guys, but I don't have a promised posting schedule just yet. We'll hopefully get there soon. I just have a lot of moving parts and I just need you guys to just be patient with me while we do the moving parts. I mean, I still have my day job, but then we're doing a lot with the shop recently, with this Palmstreet stuff. And then I've got just other things in the works that are just taking up a lot of time, a lot of energy. So I'm doing my best to keep you guys updated as often as I can. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Hopefully it is with nothing but good news, nothing but positive tests, and you guys can join me for that part of the journey.